here. Welcome to our podcast. Well, it's finally nice to be here. Welcome to our podcast. Two guys without a plan. My name's Darius, a guy with nothing.
And I'm Siegfried, the other one.
This is two guys without a plan. And welcome to our podcast. We are trying to figure out a plan.
We sure are. We're kind of rolling with it today. This episode is called Welcoming the Chaos, because we literally found out last night we were doing this podcast.
No kidding, right? Unfortunately, I was a little drunk, so when I got these news, I was not prepared.
I mean, I was sober, but I was still unprepared.
No kidding, right? We got thrown this curveball out of nowhere, right? We were just like, hey, you ready to do this? I was like, let's see. Let's find out.
Yes and no, but we'll give it a shot, right?
We're going to try.
Cool.
Welcome to our podcast. And going back to what he said, this is called Welcoming the Chaos. So we are going to try to run those podcasts better than the country in the last 4 years. I don't know who wrote this, to be honest. I was just kind of like I said,
let's not engage politics. This is what
happened when the alcohol came in. Okay, I was
we
thinking,
just started.
Okay. Let's hold off. Let's cut. Delete that a little bit. Delete that part. You're right. No politics. Let's just have fun. Let's get to know each other. This is Brandon. I never met him. He's a Siegfried.
And this is Darius, otherwise known as the Canadian Native.
The wandering Canadian Native.
Ooh. Well, you wandered right into this show today, huh?
I like it. I like what you come up with. It's good.
All right. So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, we're two guys without a plan, but we got a good point. Shit, eh? We got two guys without a plan. First time me and Brendan meet ourselves, so obviously we got to improvise our shit going on. Language.
I heard that a lot already, and I heard a lot about you. But yeah, this is our first time that we're actually meeting in person. I know that I ran into you at an audition not too long ago.
You did. I know you did. You know how crazy that was?
I know. I completely went there on a whim. It was my sister that wanted to go. I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. I'll see what's going on here. I've always had a slight interest in acting, and doing podcasts and YouTube. I actually do Twitch streaming from time to time. So
quick shout out there.
I know. Eventually, but yeah, no, seriously, this has always been a thing I've always dreamed of doing. So it's kind of cool to finally be able to do it.
Truly. This is like you said, that's something I've always wanted to do too. When I got told about this audition going on, I was like, it's a now or never moment. Why not?
I know, it's like sink or swim, and I'm going to probably float.
My only issue was the acting experience. I didn't really have the acting experience, but I grew up watching Family Guy, so I just like, okay,
if
act like an ass. And
if you can act like 5 people, you can at least act like 1, right?
There we go.
I know that I didn't really have any acting experience either. I think my best time or closest thing to acting was playing the tuba in The Music Man.
In The Music Man?
Yeah, really? We did a play at my high school, and they didn't want me to act. I don't blame them. So I tooted my horn on the marching band, then ran off stage, and that lasted about, I think, 5 minutes. I can only count to 4 because I'm a music major, but
that's fair.
I think about 5. Yeah.
Yeah, acting was always an interest of me, especially when I was in lived with my grandpa. You should see it. He has like a huge, amazing movie collection. It's phenomenal. It's like a whole bookshelf of movies to watch.
DVDs or VHSs?
A bit of both. He's that old school.
So I know, like in my family's basement, we have a bunch of totes full of VHSs because we used to be into that all the time.
Yeah.
Now you should see our kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a kitchen. It's close enough. Anywho, it's literally, I'm pretty tall. I stand about 6'6" and all that,
That's why I'm looking up at you. You seeing this? I was like, holy Christ.
No, but the stack is just, I have to look up a little bit just to see the top shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reaches all the way to the ceiling, man.
kind of collections we got here, man? That's
A lifetime's worth. So I grew up watching all these movies and wanting to act, and so I mean, wanted to do podcasting eventually when I got seeing on
it's
the
like
YouTube.
a form of art,
and,
right?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Oh.
It takes a certain kind of skill and personality, and you know. So this is our shot right here. So we're doing it
our best
without a plan.
Improvising the best we can.
All right. So, I want to know something.
Yes.
Okay. I heard that you play video games.
I do.
Okay. What are some of your favorite video games you like to play?
I'm quite the degenerate. Have you ever heard of that game, Dating Simulator? Yeah. So that game, I'm actually,
no!
I almost beat it. I almost got the last achievement in there.
You're
It's
going
right-
for the achievements.
It's
Oh,
you just have to touch a woman, and we're almost there. It's the last achievement I need in that game. I'm an achievement hunter. Check my Twitch stream. It's the hardest thing about the game is
I
trying
think
to
there
touch
needs
a
to be a
woman.
little bit of rephrasement there. You just gotta touch. I'm not repeating it. Oh my gosh.
It's
that
full
is-
marriage, right? It's full marriage. You got to meet the AI girl and everything. That you take her out, tell her what you want, tell her like, "Hey, I am what's that word? It's like
I don't know.
you help a lot of people. You know, the elderly and
Benevolent? I
No,
don't know.
it's a philanthropist. Yes.
See,
You
got it.
just lie. You just say that. You just try to impress that AI girl, and what do you know? She's yours. But you gotta like hold hands and propose to her and everything. And finally, since we're married in this video game,
Well, hopefully it
Xbox.
teaches you a lot.
it's giving me
About-
the confidence to talk to a woman. I
Just
finally
remember,
said hi to my.
you don't get options. You don't get options later on. You gotta be like, oh, what do I say right now? Oh,
I finally said hi to a woman out in the kitchen the other day, and that was crazy. I know.
there you go. There you go. That's progress,
It was
right?
my mom, unfortunately. So.
Well, I hope that's not progress then.
No, but she was beside a woman that looked at me, so I was like, we were there.
All right. So
But video games, yes. What kind of video games are you enjoying right now? That's
know,
the one I'm almost done.
video
There's
games
others
I'm
I
doing,
Like. There's
I'm-
others I do like.
I'm very I'm kind of mainstream a little bit. I mean, one of the ones that I like doing a little bit for more competitive reasons is Rocket League.
You play Rocket League?
Yes, I play Rocket League. I like to say unfortunately sometimes, but
I'm sorry about that. Oh.
you know,
You know how much money I spent on that game?
I don't want to know because
I
I can
know.
imagine.
Too much to even complain, not even brag. Not even brag about it.
My friend that plays the game with me quite a bit, he's always going on about this other game that's on his phone. It's called like Idle Heroes or something.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He's over saying, well, I no longer have a paycheck for this week. I'm like,
Wait.
I'm
wait a
like,
minute.
wait, why? Wait, hold on. Did you just get it? No. And he goes and he tries to deter the subject, you know. But I'm like, you just got paid. I know you did. He goes, he spent the whole thing on Idle Heroes.
That's horrifying.
It is horrifying. it's like gambling, but it's more mobile and it's right there.
It truly is gambling, man.
It's
Dude.
terrible because you can bring it out around wherever you go. It's basically a slot machine or something in your pocket, you know. Access at any time.
really-
Oh, I want to spend some money today. I'm broke.
Have you ever noticed gambling's been in like all the video games, especially as a little kid?
I've always been ever since.
That's what I was wondering. When I was working at the casino, I always looked at over there. I was like, man, I want to play some slots, man.
Mhm.
And every time I go home, I play Call of Duty Zombies. You know what I always hit? That fucking mystery box. Every
Yeah.
time. And I noticed,
You were like,
this is it.
you're like,
I was
oh,
like,
I
this
see
is how
all
the-
these guns on the walls. I'm going for the box.
Exactly. This is how it started. I was like, oh my god, man. I've been gambling since World at War. I've
And
been
they're-
hitting that box, man. Like, give me something good. Give me that ray gun. Give me that ray gun.
They actually had to take it out of some games. Like, for example, going back to Rocket League a little bit, they had like these crates. You would spend a little bit of money for some keys, and you got to
Oh,
open it.
yeah.
And it was like this whole roulette thing. They give you a color, and then show you what you got. Most of the time, it was dog shit.
I remember that. I got something. I had a lot of packs. I had a lot of those packs, right? And I gambled the hell out of that. They spin, you got whatever. And I had an insane loadout. So much decals, so much wheels, accessory, all that good stuff. Right?
Mhm.
All the gold and purple rarity.
Now, if you are susceptible to gambling, don't play CSGO.
Oof. Too. Not
Don't.
that good. Not that sweaty.
You know, I'm not even that sweaty. I tried playing a little bit just to play with my friends, you know, because it was a game that could work on my laptop at the time, which
Right.
was surprising. Yeah. Anywho, I want to move along. I want to get away from the topic of video games. What
Just want to
about?
go back to that Rocket League. So what happened on
Oh,
Rocket League?
no.
The amount of loot I had, I kid you not, it was over almost $200 of loot. I was playing a 1v1 with this guy, and I was still young. I was fairly like 17, 16. And I lost against the fight, and the guy was like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey, I got some loot for you if you want to trade and stuff like that, and I give you my loot and I'll help you win." I'm like, "Really? Really?" I was like, "I know, sweet. I want to win. Sweet,
Your
let's
eyes
trade."
sparkle.
No kidding, man. So I was like, "What do you want to trade for?" He was like, "Yeah, just give me all your good stuff." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, gave him all my good stuff. I was like, "What are you gonna give me?" And he backed out and took everything I had. I was like, I just messaged the guy. I was like, "Where'd you go?" And I see disconnected.
That's
I was
classic.
like, did I just get robbed? I was like, "No, I got robbed.
That is virtual robbing, right?
I got
there, you know?
virtually robbed." Oh my god, it was devastating.
So I want to move on from there. I want to stick with technology though, because recently, TikTok. Let's talk about that a little bit.
No.
It got banned from, I don't know which part. It was probably the previous delegation, but we're not going into politics.
It's so sad that we lost it. Truly.
Okay. But now that was banned at the end of the last president's term for a grand record time of 18 hours and all of the TikTok powered things. You were mentioning earlier, you use something quite a bit that's not TikTok, but powered by TikTok. What was it?
Marvel Snap! Bro, why did Marvel Snap get deleted? Why can't I play my fucking game? Oh my god! That was bizarre.
My wife came to me because she's like, "Oh yeah, they're banning TikTok tomorrow. I'm gonna go doom scroll for like a couple hours," because you know she was telling me this at like 10 p.m. She gets in the room, and I hear, because my office is on the other side of the wall from the bedroom, and I hear, "No!" I'm like, "What happened?" TikTok is banned. They banned it at like 10:20 or some random time.
Wait, really?
10:20, yeah.
That early in the morning?
Yeah,
At
yeah.
that one random
just,
time.
so many people's livelihoods depend on that, you know, and
That's true, and it's kind of bizarre how TikTok really made it. Like, how
yeah,
people
it
make
made
a
an
living.
impact.
How will that work?
You know, it's
the
funny
fudge?
too. Before TikTok, we didn't have YouTube Reels. We
It's true.
didn't have Facebook Reels. Like we had videos on Facebook, we didn't have those little short snippets.
Vine. Or Vine.
Vine was the true originator of that. Yes.
God.
Rest in peace.
That's
But-
how I discovered adult content, man. Imagine trying to do that for 6 seconds. That is quick. That is very difficult to do.
Oh,
I
but-
miss Vine.
oh, yeah, it was good. But I'm just happy that they
That's
still
12
bring
seconds.
Vine.
That's
Yeah.
great.
No, but I'm kind of happy that they brought it back, you know, and keeps people's livelihoods going and keeps people entertained and keeps them scrolling, you know.
I know, and I'm trying to find the next, like, you
You
know,
know-
next streamer. Who is that? Nice, I like you.
You sit
got
in the
an
toilet
OnlyFans?
or something, you're scrolling. Oh, 5 minutes, okay, I guess. Also, you keep scrolling, all of a sudden, why is my leg asleep? What the? Oh, 30 minutes, oh gosh, you know, and
Have you done that sitting on a toilet?
that's what I was just talking about.
I did that struggling my ass off one time.
I mean, if you stay on that long enough, you might as well just plop yourself right in. I mean, slowly but surely. That's bad though. Like, also your legs are falling asleep. You're like, what time is it? You lose track. of
Right? Your
time.
pants are down your ankles, man. Your shirts are off from the sweat you were trying to push out. No kidding. Yeah, it gets really awkward and you're just sitting there just awful. It's not a good time.
And then you just realize you don't have any toilet paper.
You gotta be like the old Egyptians back in the day. They did the left hand. That was a good fact. Interesting fact. Back in the day, the poor, they used their left hand to wipe their cheeks.
Look at me. How flexible do you really think I am? All right.
Yeah. It's fair. It's fair. You maybe get the toe up in there, right? Maybe get that.
The toe?
Maybe.
I have more luck with my hand.
Oh, man, I almost pulled the muscle there. Oh, Christ, I bent for all.
Yeah. You're nowhere near my size and you're over here cramping.
Don't do toes. Don't
Drink
do
your
toes.
water. Drink your water. Oh my gosh. I don't know with all like these different bands and I just keep seeing politics on politics here on all these social media platforms. I'm done. I'm sick and tired, dude.
Have you ever heard of those Japanese toilets? You know the ones that squirt at you and everything like that? I was just talking about the toilet paper and everything.
Bidets?
Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out the longest time.
They squirt at you like a water fountain.
Yeah, I watched that episode of South Park. So I was like, dude, I want a Japanese toilet. Because other than toilet paper, right? You know, you're doing that.
Save the trees, I guess.
But you ever buy one ply?
No.
So one time with one ply, it ripped. It ripped, and I discovered maybe I'm gay. And I was like, one ply really fucked me up.
You might as well be an Egyptian then. If you're using one ply, that's...
Well, I guess the one ply. I meant four. The four roll it up and not just one sheet and there we go.
That ain't enough, dude. That's only 4 ply then. Okay. 1 times 4 is only 4,
that's
man.
That's 4 ply. Okay, I thought one ply was just a thin layer of toilet paper.
Yeah. You know, the schools always have 1 ply toilet paper, and they come on this giant roll, probably could put it right here in my stomach and cover it.
Thank you, man. I don't know.
Don't pull anything from me.
Have you ever been to a school with no doors? My school had that. No doors. That was so awkward. I don't know why. There was one bathroom stalls where for the men there was no door for it. So we just had to sit there, see your buddy there doing his urinal business.
Make awkward eye contact.
When they're washing their hands, they look in the mirror and you see the guy like, hey, how's it going?
Hey, I like what you did there.
What's the answers for that twist, man? I need some answers. But I need help first.
They only got 1 ply here. I'm feeling like an Egyptian.
I'm feeling scandalous right now, actually, with the 1 ply.
I'm keeping a fresh supply of 10 ply at my place.
You might have to, man. We might have a epidemic with toilet paper again.
Oh,
what a time, man.
That was gnarly how everything was gone. You know what that reminds me of? You know how people were fighting for toilet paper back in the day? Cards, trading card games. Pokemon just came out with their newest series of Pokemon cards. They just released it, and there's these cards going for like at least $1,700 a pop.
Gen Z XY?
No, further. They're like the new, like Scarlet Violet. Yeah, it's bad. Like, you know the Pokemon Umbreon, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a card of that. It has like a jeweled crown around it.
The card.
Yes.
The fucking card.
Yes, and it's super shiny and it's full. Let's not get into it. Anywho.
No. I want to hear more about this because I have absolutely insane details for the goddamn card.
Yes, it's a piece of card. Yeah, I do too. It's unhealthy.
You should see my brothers too, actually.
Oh man, I have like over almost 20,000 collected.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I have a whole table in the corner of my office, and it's just stacked on stacked on stacked. You know, there's people that are geeks, there's nerds, and then you combine them together, and I got Pokemon cards.
Combine them together. That's what you got.
No, but seriously, this card.
Pack Pokemon Master.
This card is literally driving people crazy. You thought trying to get toilet paper back in the day was bad? That's a different type of cardboard to this.
That's true.
This is like, okay, you know how like there's a grading system for cars to see how pristine a card is?
Yeah.
So at PSA 10, which is the highest value right now,
okay,
people are trying to sell it for more than the base set first edition holographic Charizard. Right now, that Charizard is going for just under 10,000.
I know that one. I don't remember which YouTuber had that and stuff like that. I can't remember.
Logan Paul.
Okay, I knew it. I didn't want to mention it.
He got that one as the Shadowless. I'm not even talking about Shadowless. That one's like worth millions, dude. I'm talking about just the base set first edition. That one's still worth at like PSA 10,000.
For a goddamn card, that is insane.
For a goddamn piece of cardboard.
Those Japanese, man, they're winning. Those guys are winning.
Well, they've always had the smarts. But seriously though, like this new card, 1,700 without getting graded. After getting graded, if you get anywhere near 10, it jumps over $10,000.
What was if he stepped on it by accident?
You're gonna cry. You are gonna cry if you step on it, or if you like even have your kid come close to that card. You're gonna cry.
I'm sorry, kid. I love
you know,
you.
it's so
I don't
bad.
love you that much.
It's so bad when people open up those card packs. They're wearing gloves, so that way they don't get a single fingerprint on them. Because a fingerprint, right? Pressure wash hand, a fingerprint.
That's a good idea. I should get rid of that.
Can drop a grade down by a half a point.
What?
A half a point. A whole half a point out of 10.
That's horrifying. So you could totally just screw yourself right there just by one.
If you don't wear gloves.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Learning new facts about cards, man. And I had all my cards in the binder and stuff like that. So I'm guessing by that logic, there's not a lot.
If you did it wrong though, you're hurting the cards actually, because if they're in the binder, it actually starts to bend them a little bit.
Really? Okay, I can see that.
So what you have to do is you gotta double sleeve them if that's the really good ones. You gotta first put it in one of those card protector sleeves and then put it in a hard case. And that preserves that card for a very long time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. This guy has a plan.
It was pretty unorthodox and it was last minute because I needed money at the time. But yeah, it's a plan. I don't know about that one, but
it would. Just got to do them best to keep it in pristine condition, and when I'm like 50, we could sell it, right? Is that the plan?
But getting back where I'm going to though, about these new Pokemon cards, people are ramming into stores with their vehicles, stealing them off the shelves. Yeah, stealing them off the shelves and running away.
Wow.
And cops can't catch them for some reason.
New type of burglary. Well, why would a cop want to do that, right?
You should see Costco's. As soon as they open, there's a horde of people coming in, and they're literally elbowing people in the face, putting people in holds, and they're walking out with these bundles and bundles of all like these boxes for these cards. It's like, oh, it's like World War III just in the Costco section. Aisle 3, in fact.
Gotta love society and people, right? They have their craziest fucking fantasies. Right?
First it was toilet paper.
Remember last year it was the pink Stanley Cup. Remember that?
Oh,
that was awesome. Holy Christ, people were fucking knocking. Oh, I'm swearing so much. Sorry, we can bleep it out and stuff like that. But people are fighting each other, man, just beating the crap for a pink cup.
And then people are using the Stanley Cups and hitting people with it.
Oh my God, what a life.
Like,
right?
okay, get this, right? Here's my water bottle.
Yeah, we have compared sizes.
They're already comparing us side by side. They don't need the water cup for that, okay?
Oh, you're just trying to wow the women here.
I'm fibbing. Anyway, seriously though, this, imagine getting hit in the head with this.
Yeah.
If it's anywhere near full, empty, this thing weighs, a couple pounds.
Give it a double whammy like the fish.
But it's metal. You hear that thunk too.
Yeah, this looks like Hulk Schwang. This is horrifying. Look at it.
What kind of vines and stuff were you watching? What kind of... Never mind. We're not going to go into that. But
okay, it's episode 1. We're just getting the taste.
But seriously, you're hitting the head with this. Even filled up halfway, it adds at least a couple pounds. That thing, I'm walking around over here, I'm like, oh, I'm getting my arm workout for the day. Someone's going over here like, oh,
think about that. You do definitely get a workout with that, eh? Holy Christ.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to take a drink and everything, you're like, I'm done for the day. All right,
That's some arm curls right there. You do a workout, drinking it, man.
I bring that to school. Last year, I was like a teacher and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, cool. so bring that bottle every day. I bring it everywhere I go. And I have it just sitting on my desk. The young kids will come by. Oh, I bet I can lift them. I'm like, go ahead. Here's an accurate presentation.
I feel like the kids you were teaching were like, this was half the size of them.
Yeah, I mean, my hands cover over half the bottle, but they're over here like, you know.
Absolutely mad right there. That is a huge thermostat. Where'd you get it?
I got it from Walmart. It was funny. Here's a backstory to that. My wife got it for me a few years back as a gag gift.
Really? Where's the gag in that, other than the water you might choke on?
You know, that's a good question. Let's not find out. But she got it for me as a gag gift and had it all wrapped up. Had it wrapped up like a Tootsie Roll. One of those giant Tootsie Rolls that you see in like those candy factories or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I'm about to get even more fluffy this Christmas, you know? Like, woo! This will take me 3 weeks to eat, probably at least. I unwrap it. Because beforehand I was only drinking out of those plastic, 1 gallon jugs. I take this out, I'm like,
Messiah has entered.
for me. And she goes, you're happy? I want to cry. I love drinking water. And this thing was like a heaven sent kind of deal for me,
For me. You ever see that movie? You ever see that movie Bedtime Stories? With Adam Sandler.
Oh, that's a good one. I've actually watched that recently.
He dreams about Rob Schneider, Native American. You can have this Mustang for.
And that's where you come in, right? The Wandering Canadian.
Seeing that there, man, I was like, man, that's what I want to be, man. I want to. Goddamn, Rob Schneider, you phony.
All right.
Yeah, that for me, man, that reminded me of that. Was perfect. I was like, that's Rob Schneider right there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, you got anything else on your mind? Movies.
Yeah, what kind of movies are we down right there? What's your kind of top 5 you got for movies?
Okay, I have just mostly a top 1.
Now this is gonna be hard. I should actually.
You think I'm gonna
more.
kiss and tell right here? Okay, I'm a geek for Lord of the Rings.
I remember you mentioned that earlier.
Yep. I really appreciate The Hobbit and the Rings of Power. I haven't seen the new War of Rohirrim yet. I want to.
So do I. Okay, I've seen that animation and I'm a big fan.
All right, then it's a date, right?
I'm a sucker. Sweet. Who's the power bottom? Okay.
I'm only on the bottom, so if you catch me on top, you're dying. No.
Sweet.
But the Lord of the Rings, like the first 3 in the trilogy, that's my all-time favorite. I rewatched that at least a few times a year.
Versions too?
You know it.
Yeah?
Over the 3.5 hour ones.
Yeah.
It was funny because someone joked about in Lord of the Rings fan group that I'm a part of that, how the Rob Schneider cut for the Justice League came out and it was like, went from 1.5 hours to over 4 hours long and people loved it.
You say Rob Schneider?
Yeah.
Justice League.
Rob Schneider, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Rob Schneider.
I think it was Rob Schneider.
The comedian? The fake native? You mean Zack Snyder?
Yeah!
I was like, I was hoping you'd catch on.
Let's go.
Rob Schneider?
Let's go with Rob Schneider though, right?
It's his cut. It's Rob Schneider's cut. Yeah, his version.
Everything's a
of
spoof. It's like the whole 300 sploofs, We Are the Spartans. Or
exactly. Batman, for some reason, turns into a girl. If you remember Rob Schneider's The Girls. What's that fucking movie called? I can't remember.
Anywho, but it came out like 2.5 hours longer and people loved it. Someone joked, if they came out with that for Lord of the Rings, I would sit down and watch all. And not Percy Jackson, that's that movie. Peter Jackson, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, at least I know that one.
Yeah.
I almost did it. I was about to cry. But he said that if they actually did that, it'd be like almost 10 days for all 3 movies.
Really?
They did that much
boy.
shooting. Imagine the editing they had to do going back through that.
Okay.
And those films are such a masterpiece. They're rated PG-13, have a 3-part series that are all super high scores on like Rotten Tomatoes and other grand, people who review things.
Right.
They have 18 Oscars. Okay?
Yeah.
Without one,
right there, eh?
without one swear word.
No? Not even in their own language? Because I know in really?
Not a single swear word. So, I got a question for you regarding that.
Yeah.
Since you've watched Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
I want you to pick any movie any scene that you think of right off the top of your head, and you can get away with one swear word and it'd still be PG-13, what part would you do and why?
Maybe at the end there when he's got. Oh man, I can't remember the scene.
How about
That's
you?
at the very end. It's at the very end where they're about to throw the ring in there. But instead, he doesn't throw it in. He wants to put it on there. Right there, I think, be perfect. And it works out as well because there's a limit for an hour and a half.
Throw it!
Exactly. Right? So fucking reach! Right? Come on.
You know, one of my parts that really comes to mind right away is in the very first movie, The Fellowship of the Ring, and they're in the mines of Moria, right?
Yeah.
And you know how the one hobbit knocks over the skeleton? And it goes down the wall and causes a big ruckus and attracts all the orcs and stuff.
Yes.
Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it. But right there, it'd be like, oh, I'm really fucking sorry.
That's a good spot.
Or Gandalf going to him, you fucking fool of a took. You know? You know?
You're
There's
good
so
with
many
the impressions.
places.
I like it. You're good with the impressions. Right there,
I was a very
good.
lonely child, so no. Anywho, I think that's gonna do it for us today, yeah?
I've enjoyed this time so far. This is the first episode of Guys Without a Plan.
Yeah, and this is bringing in the
Oh,
chaos.
Without the Plan, I forgot my favorite movie. It is The Thing. We don't have time to talk about that. But next week.
Yeah, we'll bring it back up next time, right? Yeah, The Thing. Remember The Thing.
McCready, hell yeah.
Without further ado, we are the Guys Without a Plan, coming at you with something. So, hope you
Here's
guys
your
enjoy.
lone Canadian, and here's your Sig-Off. Sig-Me.
Sig.
Sig.
I'm not Australian. Siegfried, you got it.
I started.
I know I'm big. I'm
I
not
started-
that big though.
I saw
Come
that
on.
for some reason my mind like sucked me, so I was like, wait, why did I say that?
Oh.
First episode, don't you worry.
All right, thanks guys for listening. You take it easy.
Loaded.